Hello everyone and welcome back to some good old StarCraft 2. What I've got for you today is two viewer-submitted games of Protoss versus Protoss. Both of the games actually are played on the map Inside and Out, and our first match is gonna be a Gold League game. We're in the top right-hand corner, playing here with the blue Protoss probes. We have Void. Now Void is chatting. So how good are you? Okay, I don't even need to see what structure he's gonna put down over here. I don't even need to see it. Okay, I want to see it. He's chatting away. It's a PvP. There it is. Of course it's a Forge first. His opponent in the opposite corner. What is he gonna go? Okay, he's gonna go for a gateway. Playing with the red Protoss pieces, he goes by the name of Jagged Fell. So how good are you? Not good, not bad. Uh-oh. Alright, anyways, Void has decided to now go for a pylon well within the vision range right here of the opponent. Okay, Jagged Fell also going for a scout, so I guess he's going to be able to confirm exactly what's going on. He really needs to, okay, prevent a photon cannon from coming up, or just attack the photon cannon, right? Attacking the pylon is nice. I mean, at this rate, he will be able to kill that pylon as well before a photon cannon will ever finish up. Okay, that's a snipe at least on one of the probes. Secondary probe, though, now locks that first probe into prison. At the very least, there's one photon coming up. I mean, he's going to be able to kill the pylon over here. If he shift queues straight onto the photon cannon, I think he... No. I think he can actually still cancel this. Oh, no. So there's... Okay, I'm actually going to rant for just a moment. This is a real problem. If you've not played a lot of StarCraft 2, you might not know. If you hit F10 on the keyboard, you go to Options, and then you go to Gameplay. This setting over here, Enable Enemy Unit Selection, is off by default. I don't know if it's true, but I've been thinking about this for a little bit. I've got a feeling that a lot of people on the lower end of the ladder don't know this really should be turned on. Because what you can do is click on these structures while you're in the game. By default, you cannot click on your opponent's structures. I don't know why Blizzard ever made that decision. I think the idea was that like a lot of players on the lower ends of the ladder, especially super new players in StarCraft 2, they apparently don't realize that you can't move around your opponent's units. So there's a little bit of confusion there, especially if you've never played an RTS game before, where sometimes you accidentally select your opponent's army and then you try moving them, and believe it or not, they don't listen to you. I've got a feeling, though, that if a lot of players would just click on the structures, right, they could actually make... You can see a small animation difference, so there is a very small difference between the photon cannon and also the pylon when it's being warped in, but anyhow. Cybercore is coming up. Jagged Fell going for the classic Gold League... No! I actually don't think it's a terrible idea. Oh, okay, it's just repositioning it. Okay, yeah, he doesn't want his Forge getting killed by a photon cannon, so he won't be able to make his own photon cannons anymore while he's trying to defend against photon cannons, right? I think he's gonna go for a defensive cannon situation over here as well. He does have one pylon happening on the other side of the map, though, so maybe he is feeling ambitious. Countering fire with fire. I mean, it is one option. At some point, everything will burn down. I guess the question is, who will burn down faster? Well... At this rate, it's gonna be Jagged Fell. If you have a look right here at the average actions per minute, okay, the players are speeding up. Although Void at this point, what's he doing? He's literally not doing anything! Void, what are you up to, man? Void was just AFK for like 10 seconds. Interesting decision. Ma, no! No, I can't pause the game right now. I'm playing against my friends. No, it's on the internet. I can't... Mom, stop... Stop picking up the phone. Is that a boomer joke? I think that's a boomer joke. Dial-up internet, anyone? No? Okay. Anyways. We've got ourselves a Stalker coming up right now. Jagged Fell is going for photon cannons, but obviously since there's already a photon cannon on the high ground, it's actually quite tricky for him to push this back. Now, he's got a Stalker coming. He's also got a shield battery over here. So eventually, Mr. Jagged here should be okay. Right? I mean, you can just attack that, and then, you know, if you really have to, you could even go for a battery overcharge, although I'm not convinced that the majority of the players in Gold League realize... Huh? Okay. Thank God. I was just gonna say, man, I don't know if a lot of players are aware of the fact that battery overcharge is even a thing, but it's a very good skill if you need it. Looks like he doesn't need it in this particular circumstance. I thought for a second, though, he was gonna position his Stalker in the one area where both of the photon cannons could gun it down. Luckily for us, though, Jagged Fell is gonna reposition. And since he's already committed to building, building a beautiful base over here in a line, He is gonna, yeah, double down right here with a robo facility in that same area as well. Love to see that. Okay. So eventually, I guess he's gonna be able to break out of this, but it's gonna take a while. What's happening in the meantime on the other side of the map? Void, after going for a cannon rush, has now decided to go for the exact opposite of an early game cheese, as he decides to throw down 2 additional Nexi. So while his opponent is still busy, he's essentially forced his opponent into a one-base play, right? While his opponent is still busy, getting rid of the photon cannons and the pylons on his side of the map, Void is happily macroing up, which is kind of funny to me, because what Void has essentially done is force his opponent into a one-base opener, and then he's like, you know what? Great, I'm gonna take 3 bases myself. In theory, not a very good idea, because, well, there's a very good chance Jagged Fell in the meantime is making a large army. And then, you know, they'll march across the map and you'll probably be in some trouble. But judging by the fact that he's going after every single one of these pylons, and judging by the fact that he's only got 2 gateways and warp gates aren't done yet, I don't think you really have to be all too concerned. Yeah, he decides to go for his own Nexus right now, and that Nexus, it was spotted because he took it right before killing that pylon. So Void knows exactly what he's going up against. And I think he's probably feeling pretty good about himself, yeah. The main thing he needs to do right now, and this is a problem, the main thing that Void needs to do right now is make sure that he spends his stuff. Now, I know that that is a very obvious answer, but I've seen that many times before where we have a player, yeah, getting a ton of income. So already, I mean, if you look right here at the income in the top left-hand corner, he's nearly doubling his opponent's resources. That is pretty sweet. The only problem is that there's a good chance he's also going to be banking thousands of those resources. So I'm hoping that that is not going to be the case. Jagged Fell going for a Immortal right now. Okay, he's got an Immortal coming up and he's just building whatever he can. But if he keeps playing like this, though, he's going to be in a lot of trouble because his opponent is just going to outgrow him. Again, assuming that Void actually spends his money. Now, Void, still a cannon rusher at heart, right? You love to see that. He opened with a cannon rush. He played macro on the back of this. This is probably a relatively recent addition in his game plan. But, yeah, he's still going for the Dark Shrine, right? You love to see that, too. Good old Dark Templar. I mean, they're very powerful when it comes to dealing with your opponent's aggression, but there's already an observer up above, and Jagged Fell looking around right now. Okay, he's not gonna scout behind the mineral line. Yeah, no, he's not looking at that area. He's seen a couple pylons here. By the way, this forge, Void. So Void is running, oh my god, Void, what are you doing, mate? Void is running this one skin set for all of his structures, but for some reason not the forts in the Twilight Council. I don't know what went wrong, dude. Anyways, Jagged Fell. Okay. Well, he's been making army here for a while. Yeah. He's gonna go after his opponent's 4th Nexus right now. Council on that one, so Void is gonna be able to spend his piggy bank elsewhere. That's pretty nice. Dark Shrine about to finish up. How many gateways does he have? 2? What are you doing, mate? Why do you have 2 gateways? He's got 2 gateways and a Dark Shrine. As a matter of fact, right now, Void apparently also, yeah, unable to properly leave his own main base. So he decides to kill one of the 2 gateways that he's got. Because obviously you cannot kill that precious forge, right? That forge, that... Good memories. Good memories. You need to keep those around. That Immortal, it's kind of hard to spot with the current skin set that, well, Jagged Fell is running here, but looks like the Immortal hasn't been blasting through the Stalkers all too efficiently, but it's getting to work right now. Yeah, I think just the tech moving here is fine. Okay? He can micro his units, but he can't. I mean, theoretically he can, but he can't, you know? Anyways, that is a bit of a problem. Now, the fact that he... Oh my... This is what I was concerned for. Look at the resources in the bank. He's got so much money, but no unit-producing structures, and one of the unit-producing structures he had, he destroyed. The only problem here for Jagged Fell at this point is that he has not scouted the left side. So he's seen this base over here. There's a chance that he assumed that that base that he killed just now was his opponent's 3rd Nexus. If that's the case, this game could get a little bit awkward. Void right now, though, yeah, just bleeding units down the ramp. This Immortal, I was talking about it earlier, didn't get a lot of damage in, but it's been plowing its way through whatever it can right now. 14 confirmed kills already. There should really be more Immortals. Instead, it's just going to be Stalkers. Fair enough. Jagged Fell has got the resources for it, but he's busy over here. Look at the Immortal. Big Daddy Immortal leading the charge. I think he's gonna die here eventually, but not without at least 2 more kills. And you know what? He's opening the front door right now for the Stalkers to run in. How do you like it now, Void? How do you like it now? There's photon cannons coming up in your natural. Not so funny at this point, is it? You should ask your opponent how good he is at the game. Or at least something mundane, you know? Something that's not particularly relevant. A couple of probes over here suddenly. Okay. Those were sent across for additional photon cannons. That is one way to get rid of your opponent's nexus there. Immortal 2.0. Maybe it's the reincarnation of the first Immortal. Also known as the Mortal. Anyways, maybe this guy is going to be a little bit more imp than mortal. Anyway, he's going to try his best and break up that high ground once again. Hero Observer here providing that vision that he needs to actually see everything. And now suddenly, that natural expansion is in a lot of trouble. Yeah, that natural expansion, super dead. Forge actually does not finish up its upgrade. So it turns out maybe killing your own gateway there was not the right call. Anyways, I'll shut up about that one now. There's still a good amount of production though, and Void actually doing a pretty decent job microing his units too. He just really needs to be on point of his warp gates, because he should really just be warping in a little bit more frequently. Those Immortals are having too good of a time. I mean, that one Immortal. The reincarnated one. Yeah, they're absolutely murdering. I don't think he realizes, though, that there's a base in the left side over here. That could get really awkward. Because he is assuming at this point... Look, he can almost go for another Immortal again. Excellent. Reincarnation at last. Again. Another Mortal. Anyways, he's gonna be able to kill that third Nexus very easily if he knew that it was there. I've got a feeling, though, that when he first marched across the map and he saw a base over here, he assumed that that was the opponent's third Nexus, and therefore it was just 2 base versus 2 base that entire time. I mean, it should have been, to be honest, because Void expanded incredibly greedily, but he hasn't actually checked. So that's a real big problem, because if he's assuming right now that his opponent is running out of minerals in the main base, these traits make a whole lot more sense. Jagged Fell just sending unit after unit to their death over on the high ground. Because he's assuming that this base is going to run out. And it will, but there's a lot more mining on the back of it. In the meantime, though, a third Nexus has come up. And Jagged is indeed not going completely all in here, which I actually kind of like. Void right now realizing, you know what I need? Shadow Stride. Even though he hasn't made a single Dark Templar yet in this game, Shadow Stride. Look, there's the... Oh, God. Another Mortal. You can make another one. He can be reincarnated again, Jagged Fell. You can make another one, man. Get the robo facility building. If there's one thing I need you to take away from this cast, Jagged Fell, if you're watching this. Oh, there it is. There it is. You can make multiples. You can make multiple Immortals, man. They're really good units if your opponent is going Blink Stalker. They're really good units in general, actually. They're just really good units. Oh, look, he starts up another... No, that's Void. Never mind. Ah, that robo facility is ugly. Sorry, anyways. So why did we go for a Dark Shrine, by the way? One thing you can do is go for Dark Templar, blink him out of your own main base, send him towards your opponent's side of the map. That's pretty good. I mean, there's a photon cannon over here, but that one is very quickly taken care of. The thing is, though, that requires a lot of APM. Void does actually have quite a bit of it, but there's no denying that that is a little bit hectic. That Immortal died again. Very sad. Very bad at being immortal. So Void's still just mining that third base. That third base is completely uncontested. There is absolutely nothing defending it. And Void is basically just sitting here hoping his opponent never realizes. One of the problems, though, that our blue player also has is that he hasn't scouted on the other side in quite some time, so he doesn't know about the opponent's third nexus. His entire game plan right now is sitting there, crossing his fingers, and hoping that his opponent does not scout the base on the left. Not a very good game plan, but hey, desperate times call for desperate measures. Last time I checked, you can't cannon rush down your own natural very easily. Otherwise, he probably would have gone for that. I mean, the forge now is gone, I guess maybe he would have opted for it. Okay, both players have blink. Void has done a decent job, I guess, getting his money down. But he doesn't have a way to really spend his gas. Okay, that's what he's gonna try and do right now by going for a couple disruptors. Disruptors can work out. What is this probe doing, by the way? Is this probe constantly trying to spoil the surprise? Where's that probe going? That probe has been going back and forth between the 4th base and the 3rd this entire time, and Jagged has never noticed that there was a probe patrolling back and forth? Okay, well, he decides to go for another Nexus, as well as one in the top left. Oh, no. Jagged, there are 3 more Nexi out there. Mate. You gotta look around the map a little bit more, okay? I like the fact that you're going for a 2nd Immortal. Oh! Okay, he's got Blink. That one Zealot absolutely evaporates, but this could get kind of awkward. You must realize at this point, right, that your opponent is likely not mining off of just a single base. Finally, he's looking around. Okay. He's finally thought about it. He's making a pylon over there. He scouted this Nexus over there. He's gonna finally see that this 3rd has been mining ever since, like, the 5-minute mark. As a matter of fact, it's just about to run out. So what exactly do you do now? Okay, first off, we're gonna do a little bit of reinforcing Stalker, okay, right over there at that newly acquired base. Double Disruptor available, though, man. I've seen this go wrong so many times. Okay, good. There's a 2nd Disruptor also out. Okay, that one deals a little bit more damage. Mortal once again goes down. I'm very invested in the story of this Mortal right now. That's an all army hotkey moving forward right there on the Disruptor. One of the Disruptors eventually goes back. But the Immortal hero Void now, packing a punch as well, although that one will also go down, it seems. This time around to a couple of Photon Cannons in his own natural. In the meantime, though, Zealots are absolutely ravaging the base up north. Nicely done right here by our Protals in red, getting some damage in. He was thinking about going for a cannon rush, but it turns out having movable units also pretty handy. Okay, and now Void is suddenly in a lot of trouble. 3rd Nexus here is mining for Jagged Fell. I don't agree with a lot of the decision making here, but at least a lot of it does make some sense. Oh, we decided to recall a couple of Stalkers. Yeah, no. Yeah, Zealots actually win against Stalkers in one-on-one fights, man. I don't know what the idea was here, but warping in 3 of those Stalkers against like 5 Zealots, probably not the best strategic decision you can make. Anyways, Nexus here does fall. He now knows about the base in the top left as well, as the hero scouting probe with the 5 minerals in its beak is gonna continue, well, looking around the map. Protoss player, by the way, with a Terran decal. Yikes. That's a traitor if I've ever seen one. Yikes. Okay, so I think Jagged Fell is, in the end, the one who obtains the victory, right? I mean, it's very difficult to lose from this point of view, but from this position, rather, but I do think it's possible. A couple of Purification Novas can change the tide of battle really quickly. The thing is, though, that Void has got very little. Yeah, just in general, he doesn't have a whole lot anymore. He's got a bunch of probes, he's got 10 army supply. These 2 Disruptors are gonna have to get some crazy connections. Okay, he says, haha, GG, as he leaves the game. Alrighty, so our second game is another Protoss versus Protoss. Once again, we find ourselves on the same map, but this time around, it's gonna be players in Silver League. Spotting right here in the top right-hand corner, playing with the red Protoss probes, we have a Droid Lad. His opponent in the opposite corner with the blue Protoss pieces, he goes by the name of LOL, or is that IOL? I can't tell if that's a uppercase I or a lowercase L. I'm gonna go with LOL. 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 Anyways, is anyone gonna go for a Forge? Come on. Yeah, of course. Of course they're gonna go for a Forge, Lowko. This time around, though, there's a probe hiding over there. It's become very popular at the pro level. Well, that pylon was way too far forward. But it's become very popular at the pro level to go for low ground wall-offs. Okay, both players start up the structure at the same time in the natural. Why was there a gas first? I have no idea. He's scouting around on the other side of the map. He sees his opponent forge, but for some reason, that gateway, incredibly late. Okay, anyways. Oh, he's doing the thing he's seen pro gamers do, where he's slowly rallying that one to full, but he just doesn't know the order in which you normally get the structures. I see. So he's seen the forge. Both players already stacking up a good chunk of minerals, though, especially Droid Lad. 500 minerals at this point in the game. But at least they got the worker kill. Actually, no, that was LOL who got the worker kill. But anyways, they've been so busy chasing each other's probe around that both players are stacking up a good amount of cash. Anyways, one way to very quickly drop that cash, though, if you're LOL, is by going for a couple photon cannons, huh? Shh, act cool. Just pretend that you belong. Okay, Droid Lad right now scouts it, but he's already got one photon cannon finished, and at this point, since the surprise is spoiled anyways, LOL decides to commit. Double gateway here together with a cybercore. Again, like, this is what you normally do in a game of Protoss versus Protoss. But the order in which things are being done, not quite ideal. Not what we normally see. Okay. Okay. So what do we do now? What's the plan? What are we gonna do, Droid Lad? So if you got a bunch of photon cannons in your base, we're going for one zealot that you now canceled. Oh, it hurts. Stop it. It hurts so bad. So what are we doing right now? Okay. So apparently what Droid Lad has done is wall himself fully in. He's gonna lose his infrastructure at the front, so he decides to remake the infrastructure inside of the main base. All that LOL really needs to do at this point is make a Nexus in his own natural and just play a game on the back of this that looks somewhat reasonable. Because, again, we're talking 2 base at that point versus 1 base. And 2 base is quite a bit better than 1 base if you can, well, obviously make units out of it, right? So I'm assuming, though, that what LoL is actually going to do is the exact opposite of what I suggested and go for a 1 base versus 1 base after forcing his opponent into 1 base and being able to safely take his own expansion if he wants to. What he's going to do instead is probably continue down, with the cannon rushing. He needs some sort of high ground vision. So obviously the probe can go up there if the probe is able to. It's almost like a welcoming committee over here, right? Beautiful, man. 2 pylons holding hands right here at a gateway. Shield battery on the back of it. Stargate is coming up, though, for Droid Lad. He's got a lot of gas coming in from 1 Vespene Geyser at the very least, so that's nice. The other gas... Yeah, you know what? This is the 1 probe that got bullied in school, okay? We don't want to... Okay, fine. You got friends, too. Oh, no. Another setting that I want to highlight real quick is the show worker status. I believe that that one is on by default, but it shows you the amount of workers there are in each of these structures. So I've got a feeling Droid Lad probably has that one turned off, because he doesn't seem to realize that he's... Anyway, optimization is not really what we need to do here anyways. He's got an Oracle coming. LoL is, by the way, now doing what I suggested earlier, as his cannon rush up the ramp is not working out too well, so he decides to go for a Nexus on his own natural. Okay, or in his own natural, rather. I've got a feeling, though, that this Oracle is gonna be able to absolutely murder everything. What in the world is there to counter an Oracle at this point here for LoL? There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. This is a difficult game to lose, LoL, but it looks to me like you're really going to try. I like, by the way, how he doubled down on the photon cannons over here. Like, even though 2 photon cannons achieved this job, you know what's better than 2 photon cannons? 3 photon cannons. You know what's better than 3? 4. What's... It's a lot of photon cannons is what I'm getting at. Fleet Beacon is coming up here for Droid Lad. I think he's going for a famous 1-base Tempest opener. Or carriers. Or a mothership if he really wants to. I mean, the sky is the limit. He's saving up oracles here for some reason. Okay, we're going in here eventually. Already activating the pulsar beam. A little bit early, but yeah. This is going to be able to destroy all of the things very easily. Okay, are we going to go into the main base? We are. That is the right call. These 2 units are going to be able to destroy the entire economy here that LoL has been working on. There you go. There you go, mate. Nicely done. Are they going to kill literally every single one of them? I don't think they have enough energy to kill everything, do they? Oh, no, they do. So there's a couple probes available once again on the low ground right now. Eventually a Stalker is out, but I've got a feeling that these guys definitely got their value in. So 9 kills and 23. Not bad at all. In the meantime, yeah, it is gonna be a Tempest. A lot of players consider breaking out of their own main base by using an Immortal, a shield battery, properly timed units. You know, a conventional moment would also not be a bad idea. But you know what? This is a creative approach, one that we normally don't see. We have a one-base Tempest coming up. Now, I would really love to see him sending these Tempests towards the other side of the map, because I got a feeling it's going to work out really well. But I'm a little concerned that what DroidLad is actually going to do is use the Tempest to very, very slowly, over the course of like 7 minutes, kill these photon cannons. Please don't do that. Please use the Tempest aggressively. Come on, man. DroidLad, at least use it. Like, well, you know, at least use it. Oh, God. Oh, God. Anyways, Oracle's once again out of energy. They've got some more kills, it seems. Are we... Oh, God. Can I look at the actions per minute here for a moment? Okay, there they go. No, 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 no. What? No, 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 that's... Yeah, see... Oh, God. It is gonna... Yeah. Oh, okay. Give it about 10 minutes. If I had a video sponsor, this would be where I would do the sponsor break. I don't have... Oh, actually, today's video is sponsored by the Patreon supporters. Thank you to the Patreon... Oh, take that, unbuildable plates. Thank you to the Patreon supporters for supporting the channel for many years now. I appreciate you guys. If you're interested, you can go on over to patreon.com/LowkoTV. Check out some of the perks over there if you enjoy the content. That's a very easy way of directly supporting me. Oh, look. After the commercial break, apparently DroidLad is still working on his... Oh, God. Now there's a second Tempest, though. That will significantly speed things up. There is, by the way, also a robo facility. It's gonna be for 1 prism. Oracle's in the meantime, though, still murdering everything on the other side of the map. My God. How is he constantly bleeding out 1 Stalker at a time? It's impressive. How does he still have 1 Stalker? How is DroidLad the one with so much money? I'm very confused. How does he have this much money, even though he's the one with all the tech? How does LOL have 2 bases? Well, I guess he's lost all his probes. Yeah, that doesn't help. 51 workers to 2 oracles. Last time I checked, that does not help. Okay, so I've been making a sufficient amount of fun of both of these players for a while. One thing to imagine, though, one thing to realize... Really? That's what we're using the prism for? We're using it to drop a probe and make a new base somewhere? A safe haven? I love this. Anyways, what you gotta keep in mind, even though I've been making fun of both of these players for a while, and I think both of them are playing questionable, one of these 2 guys submitted this replay to me. Yeah, one of them did. Oh, DroidLad. I think it's DroidLad. I'm a little scared that it's DroidLad. 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 We started off with a pylon on the low ground that was way too far forward, into a gas geyser, into a into a gateway at the same time as the opponent started up a photon cannon. So like the opponent built a forge, a pylon on the other side, and that's it. How did that early... I don't know what happened in the early game. Anyhow, DroidLad over here. He's got a little bit of everything. LOL, obviously going for the classic follow-up right now. Dark Shrine. That's what you need. You know, when your opponent is going mass flying unit, you know what you need? Invisible men that aren't embarrassed to wear capes. I would be a little bit embarrassed to wear a cape myself, but if I was invisible, not a problem. Wouldn't be an issue because I'm invisible. Yeah, wouldn't be an issue. You can do many things that would normally be embarrassing while you're invisible. Wearing a cape might just be the tip of the iceberg. Yeah. I would do many more embarrassing things if I were... Anyways, I'll talk about that at a later time. You know what really worked well in this game, though? Oracles. This one over here, the commanding officer, 33 confirmed kills. Oh, God. How many anti-air units does he have? LOL still has got 1 Stalker! How do you still have 1 Stalker? It's been like 5 minutes! Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. 1 more Stalker. 1 more Stalker. That's what we need. He's also made a fleet beacon of his own as well as a Void Ray right now. a little bit later than we ideally want to see it. Okay. Yeah, no, I was thinking the same thing, dude. I don't think that's where you wanted to really send it. Anyways, he now sees the Dark Shrine. Do you think he realizes that Revelation is a really nice detectable? Like, it's a really nice way of detecting cloaked units. Invisible men wearing capes, more specifically. You can use them on Banshees, too. This game hurts. This game hurts really bad. There's one Void Ray out right now. Droid Lad. Droid Lad. Yeah, I was gonna say. You know, I know you were hesitant of using those Tempest aggressively, and I understand, okay? Oh. Turns out the passive approach is the right one after all. Whew, okay. Well, if you have an awesome game of StarCraft 2 that you've recently played, and by the way, what you consider awesome and what I consider awesome, maybe, anyway, you can send it over to replays@LowkoTV, and maybe I'll be casting your game here in the future. Shout out to the players, of course, who decided to submit these games. I'm a little bit concerned that one day I'm gonna wake up and I've got like 15 Twitter DMs of a dozen different people angry at me for the way that I treated one of the guys that sent me a replay. Anyway, so far that hasn't happened yet. For now, though, thank you very much for watching this video. Have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to smile, and I hope to see you once again in the next one.